Hey Ben, we're really excited about the upcoming webinar that we have on the 7 deadly sins when it comes to building a property portfolio. And we want to talk about the habits that are potentially undermining your success, Ben, but importantly, how you can overcome them.
Yeah, Bryce, it's a masterclass that's going to teach you all the things that you need to overcome to take action in building a property portfolio for a wealthier tomorrow.
So we're going to show you, we're going to go hard on the teaching, aren't we? We're going to unpack all of those sins so that you can see if you relate to any one of them. But if you're wondering whether or not you should register your seat for this masterclass, we're going to ask you a few questions. And the first one, Ben, is do you know where your money goes?
Very good question. Do you know where your money goes? I mean, if you don't know where your money goes and you can't trap that income, you don't have a surplus, you're not even going to get off the starting line. So it's absolutely critical to understand where that goes. So that'll be the first thing that we teach as part of this masterclass.
It's absolutely foundational, isn't it? Because if the amount of clients that we talk to and ask them, do you know where the money is at the end of the month? They just don't know. So if you can relate to that question, where does your money go? You absolutely need to be registering for this masterclass.
And I quite like that because if we show you how to trap it, we can also then teach you how to supercharge it to get a wealthier tomorrow.
It's a good point, isn't it? People often trap their surplus and they invest it into their lifestyle.
Yes.
But if you want to trap the surplus and invest it into your future, that is an absolute game changer. So if you can relate to that, you absolutely should be a part of this webinar. Mate? So the next one is, and this is quite common as you know, where do you start? You know, you've got this ambition that you want to build a portfolio, but you just don't know what to do next.
So getting the fundamentals right, getting off that starting line, understanding all of the sort of planning work that you need to do is absolutely critical in your success. Big financial transaction, property price, if we get it wrong and we have to reverse out and start again, best to get it right the first time around. So I'm really keen to be showing the people on the masterclass exactly what we do here to line the ducks up in the right row.
Good one, Ben. The next one is you don't know how to organise your loans because let's be honest, if you're going to build a property portfolio, you're going to have multiple loans and in some cases deal with multiple lenders.
Yeah, you're going to have to borrow money, aren't you? So when you're borrowing money, there's a science to borrowing money to allow you to basically move along that chessboard, the game of building a portfolio, not just one, but several properties over that journey. So I think there's a lot of strategy, tactics, structuring stuff that we're going to share with you on this webinar.
The power of building a portfolio is all about leverage, Ben. So right there, if you do not know how to organise your loans, you've got to check out this masterclass.
You're so right.
Okay, the next one is, some people just don't know how much they need to retire, Ben. They want it, they know what the lifestyle is that they want, they know what choices they want to do, but they just don't actually know what they're aiming for, and that's critical.
The when and the what.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, how many people could you ask on the street, what date are you going to retire? How old are you going to be? And how much passive income are you going to have in retirement? If you don't know the answer to that, we're going to start making you look over the horizon to start thinking about that and work backwards to go forwards.
So there is a very simple formula, Ben, to work that out. So if you want to know what that is, you definitely should come and be a part of it. Then the next thing is, how many properties do you need? Do you need 10? Do you need 20? Do you need 50?
How many of those magazines talk about these people who have multiple property, 10, 20, 30, 40 properties? It's not that important. It's the value and the quality of the assets that's going to deliver you that passive income. So we're going to talk about roughly how many you're going to need and how many you need to buy over a period of time. Property investment is a long-term investment. We're not going to teach you how to speculate. We're not going to teach you how to get rich quick. We're going to go through the fundamental steps and stages that you need to master to be able to build out a portfolio to give you that wealthier tomorrow.
If you know how much you need to retire, Ben, it makes that very, very clear.
It does.
How many properties you need. So check that out. Ben, the next one is, it's a big one.
It's probably the biggest.
In fact, it's the most expensive.
We don't even want to say the word, do we? Yeah. It's procrastination.
Yeah.
But actually it's about taking action. And we need to, because there are limitations, there's fears, there's sort of human behaviours that are stopping us from doing that. So I think it's really important. If I was to sort of summarise how well this sort of webinar is going to go, I talk about working on you and then working on the selection and the implementation piece. So I'm excited to be talking about that because that is the biggest killer.
The question is, absolutely, if the question is, can you relate to that one? If you can, you absolutely need to check out this masterclass. And the last one, Ben, is it's not a solo sport.
No.
Even tennis is not a solo sport. They've got people in the box that are helping them out, Ben. So who do you ask for help? And traditionally, some of the older generations, Ben, they want to keep it all to themselves. But it's the people who have the best performance are usually the people that take the best advice.
Building the A-team. There's no way known you can do all this yourself. You're going to need a conveyancer, solicitor, look at the property. You're going to need to talk to an accountant. You're going to need to potentially talk to an investment savvy mortgage broker. You're going to need to talk to a buyer. There's lots of people.
Yep.
So the most important point is we will teach you in terms of how to look at that and get the leverage, get their years of experience to be able to fast track your ability to take action.
Absolutely. So folks, if you can relate to one or more of these questions, then this masterclass is absolutely for you. And I recommend that you reserve your seat as quickly as you can, Ben, because there's only limited spaces.
There is limited space, and I think the other important point is it's not going to be a 20-minute webinar. It's really, you can't be advanced in your thinking to take action with just top-line information. We are going to drill down into the detail and get into the finer points that can give you a better understanding for you to be able to implement all the information and the education that we're going to provide you in this masterclass.
Absolutely. So there you go, folks. Register for the 7 deadly sins when it comes to building your property portfolio. Don't delay. Reserve your seat straight away.